Here's a story we told you about earlier, and you were all fired up. Kids with questions about the birds and the beads can now text their questions to a government app instead of asking mom and dad.
Yeah, it just kicked off in New Mexico, and there's a program like it as well in North Carolina. So is this a good idea, or should it be up to the parents to tell their children about SEX?
Yeah, I actually texted a question to myself last night.
You did?
Yes, I wanted to know how they responded. It's not so much asking the question and what the response is, but who it's coming from.
All right.
I'm still waiting. They have a 24-hour waiting period, so you can get an answer within that time.
Well, what was the question? It was of a personal nature.
It was personal.
Really? Do you really want the answer, or you just wanted to see what they would say?
The government has it now.
Hasselbeck's got some weird questions. All right, here's what Larry said. Larry said this: "It sounds crazy, but it may be a better option than bad information from the guy or girl in class who has all the answers."
I remember that in junior high.
Right.
About 50% was right. The other 50% was imagined.
But you aren't graded on that part.
No.
We have another email, Lisa from Georgia, who says this is another attempt by our government to create an atmosphere where our kids are conditioned to think that they don't need their parents because the government is there for them.
Couple of tweets now. Mud Lady tweeted in. Many of my daughter's friends... Mud Lady's busy.
Okay, fine.
Many of my daughter's friends have parents who won't talk to them about sex. That's how they ended up pregnant.
Remember Dr. Ruth used to come on here all the time?
Sure.
She said the minute a kid asks, they're ready. She said if they ask at any age, they're ready for any answer.
I would just like a notification if your kid is actually sending a question in. I think the parents should be able to get notifications.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
Right?
Maybe.
We have one more tweet if we have time for it. I hope
we do.
Judith Kirtland, absurd. Parents arise. Fight for your right to train up your own children.
Don't we have health? Isn't that what health class is about? Don't you get health in 7th grade?
Or the car rides, you know, when you're in the car?
Yeah, what about car rides?
Here's the thing. You know, if a kid has a smartphone, and most kids do, they can just Google it. They don't need to contact the state. Google gives all the answers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right, and you could you could Google and you could use images. You could do whatever you wanted.
Oh, you had to take it there.
I'm just saying.
Go to images.
Very different options.
My kids didn't know about images, Brian, till just now. Thanks.
I have no idea
Your kids are in their 40s, Steve. What are you talking about? They know.